A great good morning to everyone. Beautiful morning with the cold, chill winds. We
Morning, ma'am.
understand that. Good morning, everyone. As you can all see the screen, the topic seems to be very common and the one which we are dealing in our day-to-day life as we are dealing in the classroom and with number of students. But this is the topic which we in our homes, in our educational institutions, and other places are not very much interested to talk about. The word that is written on my screen seems to be quite heavy and embedded under the deep layers because this is the topic that we are not interested to talk about. Every second, third person we meet these days tends to speak a line, I feel I am in depression. मुझे लगता है मैं डिप्रेशन में हूँ यार मुझे लग रहा है मेरे को ना डिप्रेशन शुरू होने वाला है but the depression word is a very heavy terminology that we use in our day-to-day life but it has a big meaning to it. Fortunately, I got an opportunity to attend the workshop last week. School gave me an opportunity. I went there. The organization that was conducting the meeting related to this depression literacy was ICTRC. This is an organization who has their headquarters in Delhi and 25 other states of India. This is an organization as a private organization which is working purely on depression literacy, school setup, emphasizing the early recognition of the people suffering from depression and what possible response teachers and other people can give. When I went there, the workshop was really enlightening. It was overwhelming, engaging, and serious at the same time. The speakers there, the resource persons there, just wanted us and pleaded us that teachers are the torch bearers who can take up this task effectively because we are dealing with the children. So this is about the organization that I attended the workshop, ICTRC. You can also Google them and just check out the website. They are working from 1992, a wonderful task that these people are into. They are empowering the educational leadership program all across India, and even they enlighten us that they are taking these kind of workshops even abroad. Because it is not only the Indian setup, the Indian students or Indian households who are suffering from this mental health problems. It is the problem of the worldwide. So their core mission is to facilitate the educational institutions and government bodies to realize that the time has come that we must all be talking about mental health and we should all be empowered how to deal with it. He started with one of a very good example. He said that generally when teachers enter into a class, we generally keep looking for a kind of a difficult phase of a child where we keep searching when we enter into a class. क्या ये बच्चा तो आज क्लास अटेंड कर नहीं रहा? Oh, thank God this particular child has not come today in my class. My class will go smooth. Today there will be no disturbance in my classroom. Teachers generally look for these kind of elements in the class. Feel she won't be comfortable to take up the class. This is the kind of a teacher-centric approach where she wants to carry out a lecture in a very comfortable manner and there should be no single child disturbing her class. But on the other hand, if we look at the other view, we enter into a class and we see if some child is not paying attention or the child is little in a problem or messed up one fine day, the approach should be that we are thinking in such a way that if this child is not able to concentrate, what will be the consequences? Probably he might not be able to clear his small exams. Probably he'll be facing problem in the main exams. Rather than going into that approach, what do we feel that this child, why he or she is present in the class today, and today he'll be disturbing my class. This is called a teacher-centric approach where we are bothered about ourselves. But the time has come, it should be more of child-centric approach. And this is the main program and this is the main theme of our workshop. We are talking, discussing about the students only. Depression literacy across schools. I would like to enhance this terminology. Depression literacy across schools means this organization and even the government of India wants that depression literacy should not only be restricted to one organization and it is not the only task to carry forward. Rather, they want more and more schools to join hands with them. And in the school, who are the main torch bearers? We teachers are the part of it, and we all should play an important role in spreading depression literacy. Depression literacy basically means to have a knowledge about this term, and we often do not keep using this terminology wherever we want to. So understanding the depression literacy, the first is to knowing the landscape where we are. Depression is an illness, it is not a weakness. Today I am not feeling well, my body is aching, my legs are paining, my hands are paining, maybe I have some kind of an headache. This is a weakness. I can go to the doctor and I can take a medicine, 1 or 2 pills. I take rest and I'll be okay. So I'm focusing on the second point. If you all are able to see on my screen, depression is an illness. It is not a weakness. If it is a weakness, you take 2 tablets, you'll be perfectly all right. But depression is not a weakness. It is an illness. It needs identification. And after identification, it needs a treatment. So it is not a weakness that we take 2 tablets and you'll be perfectly all right. It's an illness. We need, number one, early identification. Number two, we are able to treat it properly at a teacher's level. Number three, if we feel it is not in our hands, then we can refer further for some clinical treatment. That should be the last stage, because it is very easy to refer, oh, this child is in a problem. I think we can just and refer it to the psychologist or a special educator. This will not solve the problem. Trust me, in India, we hardly have 0.07 number percentage of psychologists available in our country. How can we expect that this minimum group of psychologists are able to treat all the mental health prevailing in the country? It is not possible. So the entire thing depend upon the teacher, as we are very near to the children and dealing with it. This is the topic which really needs a lot of attention, because we are not discussing this at home. We are not discussing it anywhere. But actually, this is a burning issue these days our youngsters are suffering from. From indiscipline to clinical need, as I just said, the first stage is identification. Second is try to solve the problem there and then in the classroom, or probably outside the classroom setup. If you feel that the problem is grave, then we can go for some clinical treatment. Otherwise, it's our duty to curb the situation where we are. The last point is a very important point, and the speaker out there made it very clear that these days we don't allow our children to be sad. Can somebody please elaborate with an example? I repeat again, these days, I am also a parent. There are a lot of parents sitting as a teacher. These days, we do not allow our children to be sad at all. Can somebody please elaborate in 1 or 2 sentences what I'm trying to say?
Ma'am, we are providing them with all the facilities,
Perfect.
whatever they want. We are not saying no to them. We are not telling them to find the solution. We are giving them the solution.
Absolutely correct, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your
Thank you, ma'am.
information. We do not allow them to be sad at all. परेशान है, आजा कुछ खाने चलते हैं। दुखी है तो चल आजा मूवी देखने चलते हैं। क्या हो गया बेटा, किसी से लड़ाई होगी, ला मैं उसको कॉल करके सॉर्ट करती हूँ। क्या हुआ, किसी टीचर ने कुछ कह दिया, लेट मी गो टू स्कूल टुमारो ओनली, आई विल सी हु द टीचर इज. We don't allow them to be sad at all. They do not know that sadness is also one of a very important emotion, and one has to be sad. Unless and until you go through this emotion, how will you revive yourself? And we tend to interchangeably use these terminologies. I am very sad, I am in a depression. Depression is a very heavy terminology. Next time onwards, whenever even we are using at home or at any point of time, even talking to our friends, यार मुझे लगता है मुझे ना depression हो रहा है, we should be all very mindful while using this. And we must all allow our children to be in sad emotion also, so that they must know that in a life, if there are good things going on, there are sad moments also that I have to live with. So I hope I made my point very clear to all, and this can be taken up with even with the children as well in the classroom. If I go with the data, if the reality check goes on, you can just see on the slide, 30 to 40% of suicide attempts are tragically linked to the untreated depression. Untreated depression. What does that mean?
Ma'am, people don't talk about mental health these days.
Absolutely, ma'am. Can you give me one good reason why?
Ma'am, maybe I feel that the society is not open to it.
Perfect, ma'am.
To mental health. Whereas I feel mental health is more important than physical health.
Absolutely correct, ma'am.
People don't want to be labeled. People are reluctant to get labeled also.
And even people start judging. People start judging, okay, he or she is going through this, rather than understanding what is going through that person. So that is also one
Saranjeet, ma'am, I really agree with you, and I was about to say that generally, I'm sorry if I don't want to offend anyone, even I am from the same group of teachers. I have often seen teachers using this label, "Tu to hai aisa." तू तो है ही ऐसी, तुम्हारे से तो ये कुछ होना ही नहीं है, अच्छा तुम हो, हाँ तुमने ही किया होगा ये काम. What do we do? Knowingly, unknowingly, we label the child. We we hang a placard around their neck, तुम तो हो ही ऐसे. अब जब बच्चे को ये सुनने को मिलता है तुम तो है ही ऐसे, वो कहता है फिर ठीक है, अगर मैं ऐसे बदनाम हो ही चुका है तो लेट इट बी, आई एम ऐसा ही ओनली. For that matter, if today somebody says to me that, oh, you are like this only, you are always angry. So this is a very hurting statement that goes to somebody. And when we are dealing with those young minds, I think these kind of terminologies and statement must be avoided to the maximum, no matter angry we are, no matter however we are, because when we are dealing in a classroom, we are not personal. We are, can somebody please fill in the blank? When we are in a classroom, we are not personal. We are professionals. Professionals. We in this terminology like tum to aise hi ho, we become so casual with the children and we forget to draw that line. Sometimes students are crossing that line, sometimes we teachers are crossing the line, and that thin line, when it is crossed, we are not able to see whether we are entering into a personal arena or we are going into a professional one. So I hope the data which is given on the screen, there are numerous data. I can just give you one more data. In Andhra Pradesh, 86,000 suicides were recorded. I repeat, 8,600 suicides were reported in 2023 due to family disputes and illness. One state, Andhra Pradesh, such a big data in 2023 just because of family disputes. So one of the reasons that I can quote is family issues are also very important for creating depression cases in the children. And I think many of us will agree with this. When I am not happy, how will I give happiness to the others? So first of all, we need to empower ourselves. I know it is very difficult. I know we come in a hush to school. We come early morning running, completing our household tasks. We have a strength of more than 40 students in a classroom. I do understand that constraint as well. But these cannot be the reasons to shrug away from important duties and responsibilities. That organization, those resource person kept on pleading. That workshop started early in the morning at 8:30 and winded up at 4:30. I was there right from the beginning till the end. And again, they were pleading only one thing, which I am trying to plead with all of you as well, that please take up the issues of mental health. Let us all be depression literate. Unless and until I have a knowledge, how will I be able to impart that knowledge to the others? So early diagnosis, giving the treatment is very important. I request all of you to please read that last box on the slide, on the current slide. That's a very important line. Teachers as first responder. We are the one who are the first responders. Suppose there is an cyclone in the eastern coast of India. Can somebody please tell me which is the state which is with the first responder? I repeat my question. If there is a cyclone warning in the eastern coast of India, which will be the state which will be the first responder? First responder basically means the first one who is able to witness that and उन लोगों को सबसे पहले उस जगह से इवैक्यूएशन करके भागना होता है. मध्य प्रदेश में जो लोग रह रहे हैं वो सिर्फ खबरों में सुनेंगे हाँ वहाँ साइक्लोन आ रहा है, वो भागेंगे नहीं क्योंकि फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर इज द वन who has to give an immediate reaction. The most important one, if I request you all to kindly take a click if you want to of this, because this will definitely help you in identifying the signs in the classroom, that how changes are taking place. Those people told us one test to know whether the child is in depression or not is absenteeism from school, dysfunctioning, isolating them from the social norms, changes in the eating behavior, not taking pleasure in doing something. Earlier, they used to take a pleasure, but now they have stopped taking pleasure in the things they used to like to do. Social isolation, sudden drop in the grades. It is not easy that tomorrow, now I'm taking a workshop today on Saturday and Monday you go in the classroom and you start searching the depression cases. It's not like that. अच्छा तुम्हें भी मुझे लग रहा है डिप्रेशन है, अच्छा तुम्हें भी लग रहा है मुझे डिप्रेशन है. We are not watching everybody with those eyes only now. But at the same time, there are 2 to 3 cases, acute cases in every class who are undergoing with this behavior, and it's a duty to find out those cases and talk to them personally. Only mool mantra to cater the depression cases is to talk to them, to discuss with them, You don't find time. We have a period of 40 minutes. I know we have a curriculum also to cover. We have stipulated time. We have no time to talk in the classroom, but please find out some time to move outside the classroom, or maybe through a telephone, or maybe meeting them during our free periods and talking them what's going wrong. If I compare, whatever we are talking about is a kind of a puddle that we can see on the screen. This puddle, if I just give you this picture of a puddle, you do not know how deep it is, how much problem this puddle is facing. What is the actual volume of water this puddle is carrying? Just by looking at the picture, we cannot view. Similarly, I would relate it with the child. With this, if I compare this puddle with a child, we do not know what the child is going. Our children are like a puddle where we do not know how much problem they are undergoing from family. See, when I go to a class, I don't know, you might be knowing, I'm quite not that experienced, as there are a lot of experienced people in front of me. But one thing I have noticed, to be near to the children is to empathize with them. You know, when I go to class, I say, I know you people are very depressed sometimes with your friends. I know you are in a problem because you have peer pressure, you have parental pressure, you have pressure of being isolated from the group, you have a pressure of tuition centers, you have a pressure of school. So they feel very happy. वो in return मुझे क्या जवाब देते हैं कि मैम आपको हमारी सारी प्रॉब्लम समझ आती है. मैंने कहा हाँ, मुझे सारी प्रॉब्लम इसीलिए समझ आती है because I know that you people are going through this stage. Even we are having young children at our home. We know that these are the problems we are going through. So like a puddle, we do not know what a child is undergoing. Similarly, please do not judge a child on just his temporary behavior. ये तो है ही ऐसा, ये तो करता ही यही है, इसकी तो आदत ही ऐसी है. On temporary behaviors, we are nobody to judge anyone. What the child is undergoing, what the child is facing from home, facing from friends, it's very important. So isolation should be controlled. Please talk to them timely. Talk to them about the mental health. It is very important, as Sarika ma'am in the beginning told very correctly, that apart these days, more than physical health, mental health is very important. All across the world, workshops are going on. All across the world, webinars are going on. And the agenda, which is the hot topic right now, is how to work on our mental health. So some practical strategies you all can use, as you can see on my screen. Number one is the behavioral activation. Start giving them some little work. Little work. Why? To make me worth. Ma'am would like to ask, the previous slide, which was about puddle analogy, what was the message that I was trying to give you?
Okay, so puddle analogy, if we will not talk about or woke up to that particular part, if we will not talk to the children regarding the issues, we'll not able to overcome. We need to relate to the children that what problem they are facing. We feel like they are not facing any problem. It's just the normal thing, but they do have a lot of pressures on them. So we need to connect with them so that we can discuss their issues.
Behavioral activation basically means to make the other feel that I am worth. These days, I know we are not ready to take up more challenges and tasks because we feel as if more tasks means more enthusiasm, and you have to give work in time. So we are not ready to take. But I believe you would be very happy. Suppose in our family, somebody says that suppose there is a function in the family and we have been given some responsibility, we feel very happy about it. I repeat, suppose there is a function in our family and any one family member is chosen that you are the event manager, you have to plan the entire event. We feel very happy while doing that. Why so? Because we feel that our family has realized our worth. They feel that we are capable of something, and that is why the task is allotted to us.
Shown the trust.
Yes, they trust
They
us.
have entrusted us.
They have
Yeah,
entrusted
and
us.
they,
So this is point
yeah.
number one, ma'am. This is point number one.
They have
Please
faith
give
also.
them. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely correct. I know
It
there is
enhances
Even
our
today, ma'am, we got
self-esteem.
an opportunity to show ourselves.
perfect,
ये भी होता
perfect,
है.
ma'am.
It
I know.
enhances our self-esteem also.
Absolutely. I know we have flooded
Yes,
with so
ma'am.
much. We've flooded. This workshop can go on for hours and hours. We have so much to talk about, so much information we have. I do agree and I appreciate as well. So the first task says that the behavioral activation should be done, which means please give them some small task. In my class, there are 7 to 8 monitors. In my class, there is everybody who is given some task or the other. In my class, I give maximum work to the boys and girls say, मैम हमने तो पहली बार ऐसी टीचर देखी है जो बॉयज से काम करा के बड़ी खुश होती है. बिकॉज ये हमने एक बना रखा है कि बॉयज को टास्क देंगे तो वो अच्छा नहीं करेंगे. ट्रस्ट में, देखिए वेरी गुड वर्क. सो आप हर किसी को काम दीजिए, छोटा छोटा काम दीजिए, सबको फील कराइए हम इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो डेफिनेटली दे विल नेवर गो इनटू दैट ट्रैप ऑफ डिप्रेशन. दे विल नेवर इवन यूज दिस टर्मिनोलॉजी. Empower them with special achievement, appreciation. We are not giving them some materialistic thing. It's just that a word, a line done well. आज तो हमने बहुत अच्छा काम कर दिया. And we know all those adjectives that we can use with them. And the last one is cultivate a safe environment, ensuring that non-judgmental space. I request you all, on the basis of temporary reaction of any student, kindly don't judge them. Maybe आज सुबह दूध नहीं पिया, घर में तो लड़ाई हो गई है. मे बी आज लेट हो गया, मॉर्निंग में वैन छूट गई है, इसीलिए लड़ता झगड़ता बच्चा स्कूल पहुंच रहा है. कोई ना कोई रीजन जरूर हुआ होगा फॉर दैट टेम्परेरी रिएक्शंस. So without judging anybody, even we don't want to be judged. When I went to the workshop, I met one ex-student of mine. I did not recognize her. When we had a tea break, she was constantly looking at me. I had some, anything in my mind. I've seen this girl. I've seen this girl. Finally, she could not stop herself. And while the tea time was over, she came to me and she said, "Ma'am, if I am not wrong, you are Supriya, ma'am, from Lancers." I said, "Yes." "Supriya Talwar, ma'am." I said, "Yes." I said, "How do you know me?" She said, "You taught me long way back in 2012. I joined this organization in 2006. And 2012, she passed out and she knew each and everything about me. My name, in those days, I used to take 9th and 10th only geography. She said that you used to go to all the 9th and 10th. I was one of the child where you made me the monitor of the class. And I'm so happy to meet you back. Can I have a picture with you so that I can share with my other fellow mates because they'll be very happy." So just think, 2012, way back, that batch remembers and so much about me with my name, with my surname, with my classes I used to take up. So that means I felt very happy. And she's working right now with some school. So after that, I was very happy. I thought that my depression has gone, if at all I was suffering from some depression right now. That the school has sent me for a workshop. And when I met that girl and she started talking about me, I felt so happy that somewhere or the other, I think I left an impact on the child of that mind. She remembers me so well. And she could not stop herself. And finally, she came up to me and to discuss that, "Ma'am, you had been my teacher." She may then so on the conversation went on. So आज हमें पता नहीं लग रहा कि हम किसी के माइंड पे क्या इम्प्रिंट छोड़ रहे हैं. But down the line, 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल, maybe 10 years, we will realize when those children will come up, land up back to us, you have actually created a positive impact in my life. So awareness, empathy, and definitely will show some positive impact. Please do remember, depression is an illness. It is not a weakness. ये कोई कमजोरी नहीं है कि दो गोली ले ली और ठीक हो जाएगी. डिप्रेशन को ठीक करने के लिए सबसे पहले हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है कौन सा बच्चा रेगुलर नहीं आ रहा, कौन सा पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहा, फैमिलीज में क्या इशू है, फ्रेंड्स के साथ क्या इश्यूज हैं. प्लीज डायग्नोज दैट. आफ्टर डायग्नोसिस, kindly talk to the child and bring him or her out of the trap of depression. It is a trap. Depression is a trap. अगर आप उसे timely बाहर नहीं निकालेंगे तो वो अंदर अंदर अंदर, it's a kind of a swampy area, a marshy area which will keep on pulling them inside. After the diagnosis, if you feel that the things are in my hand, go for a treatment. If you feel the problem has go on because 6 months से कम अगर है problem, so that is not a depression. But if it is exceeding 6 months, it means that it is going towards depression. और अगर आपको लगता है कि हम बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं कर सकते, is the last and the final stages to refer to for a clinical treatment. And thereafter, and I don't know whether you might be aware of, those clinical treatments are not very easy. They put them on some medication, they put them on some antidepressants, they put them on some pills. And at a very young age, if I am saying about class 10th or 11th or a 12th child going on pills, so that is not a good thing. So wherever possible, we all need to lend our hands and ears to them so that we are able to take them out of the trap of sadness also and from the trap of depression as well. I hope we could make some sense out of this 30-40 minutes. And a last request and a plea that we all should be depression literate. Please use as much as techniques and strategies possible in the classroom so that we are able to make a great impact on the young minds, because these are our future assets. Our Prime Minister has promised the world that India will come on to the 3rd rank in terms of GDP. So this GDP will be enhanced by these young minds only. So let's help the entire country by helping at a small level. Thank you all for being a patient listeners.